These broke meals that I used to do back in the day when I was a college kid saved me, and they're high protein meals as well. And they're the ones things that actually helped me stay cut during the time where I didn't have money, but I still needed to be that gym girl that had core, abs, and everything else. So here's the meals I ate. Obviously, everyone's protein goals are different. Obviously, portion size means a lot. So we're going to get into it. I'm going to put a screenshot up. We're going to see the meals I used to eat as a broke student that didn't have money. Here we go. First meal we're going to go into is sweet potato chips, or using sweet potatoes in general and chopping them up into chips with ground turkey, a little bit of cheese, a little bit of shasha, and if you think that's sour cream, it's not. It's Greek yogurt. And honestly, I feel like it tastes the same, but health is wealth, high protein meal. And this calorie range about 400 to 500 calories, and this would keep you full because it's a high fiber meal. I know right now ground turkey is a little bit expensive, but it goes a long way, and it's way cheaper than eating beef. And it's actually, I don't really like beef. I think it's a little bit oily. So yeah, this is a great meal. Keep that in check. Here we go to the next one. Salmon fish tacos. Now these little tortillas are low carbs. You can get them at sale on Kroger's, and sometimes they're on sale at different places, but they are low carbs, by the way. You can eat cheese. It's okay to eat cheese, but you need to make sure it's in moderation. I use sour cream. I don't use sour cream. That is Greek yogurt. Anything you see the white stuff, it's Greek yogurt. Let me tell you that. Obviously, I cooked the salmon, a little bit of taco stuff, put a little taco sauce on it. There you go. There's your meal. I say this calorie ranged about 300 to 400 calories right here. This is probably one of my favorite meals of all time when I used to be a broke college kid. I'm a type of person that can eat the same thing on a normal basis, but after a while, when you start seeing the results from what you're eating, you stop caring. So here's the next meal. We got broccoli, steamed broccoli. And I'm not saying you steam the broccoli. You go in the grocery store, you go get a bag of steamed broccoli out of the freezer and you put it in the microwave. Okay, way cheaper. So we obviously have salmon under there. Salmon can be a little expensive. If you want to do tilapia, that's fine. I don't like tilapia because it makes me want to barf. So we don't do tilapia here. What I use as rice is Mexican rice. It is in a box at Kroger's. It is not that high in calories, especially if you measure it out. I use 1 cup of rice, no more than that. Sometimes less because I don't really consume rice. It makes me bloated and I don't like that. Great meal right here. Yes, combine it. It tastes good. Trust me. Seasoning matters too, but I think the Mexican rice has seasoning on it already, so it actually gives it a little bit of something, I would rank this calorie about 300 to 400 calories as well, depending on how much rice you're putting in here. Moderation. Okay, here's another meal. I was going for more of an Indian style type of thing. I like spicy. You use a lot of jalapenos. Obviously, I used the broccoli. I put in the air fryer. Mexican rice still, just because it gives it a little bit of something. And chicken, I used the curry sauce in the chicken, and then I put this curry over it with jalapenos because I like it spicy. Food doesn't have to be pretty for it to taste good. FYI, remember that. I would range this meal just because it's in moderation. I don't eat a lot of it. It is a high fiber meal, so it should keep you full once you're done eating it. Make sure to drink the water. I would range this about 300, 400 calories. Another one of my favorite meals. I know it looks disgusting. Get over it. Seasoning matters. Steamed broccoli. Once again, red potatoes. I cooked them in the air fryer to make it faster. Plus chicken. Okay, calories ranged about 300 and 400, depending on your moderation. Seasoning matters. We're going for high fiber meals that'll fill you up, but also are healthy and that'll save you money in the long term. Okay. Ooh, one of my favorites. I use this type of pasta. 25 grams, 13 grams of fiber, which will keep you full. The fiber will keep you full. I love this meal because, first of all, it was high in fiber, high in protein, and moderation goes a long way. And chickpea pasta, this is my favorite brand. I put ground turkey. I would put mushrooms because mushrooms are very high in vitamin D. So if you feel tired all the time, you don't really go outside, mushrooms are going to save you from feeling that tiredness, okay? And a little bit of spaghetti sauce. I love this meal so much. This is probably my favorite meal when I was a broke college kid and I didn't have money, okay? Okay, this is one of my late night snacks. Carbs are not bad. This was granola, but it was high protein granola. Obviously, I used strawberries and blueberries and Greek yogurt underneath. This was my little snack when I was craving sweets, just because it is still high protein and still good for you, okay? And still high in fiber. I would still range this, honestly, 200, 300 calories. I had a taco, Fanana. I love tacos. So once again, we're going to have low carb type of shells that are kind of, I tried to pick the high protein ones too if they didn't have those or they're too expensive. Chicken, okay? Greek yogurt, and I used Mexican rice again with lettuce. And obviously I have a couple of them there, but if you put in the concept of I use low carb shells, this would probably range 400, 500. I would use this for dinner. This was not a snack. So this would keep me full. This whole meal would keep me full. Now I want to say this too. Those meals are from when I was trying to lose weight or trying to maintain my 6-pack. So let me show you what I look like when I was eating that type of stuff. This was me when I was eating that type of meal. So when I'm cutting or anything, that is the portion size and the things I eat to maintain my 4-pack. This was me not flexing. I was just that lean. I was probably sitting around 17, 18% body fat. I had a whole lot of muscle. So the more muscle you build, the leaner you're just going to look, even though you're not lower enough body fat. So that's why I tell people, I said, if you build muscle and then cut, you're not going to have to cut so low because your muscle mass is going to push through that body fat. So obviously everyone's different though. So this was probably 17, 18% body fat. This is the leanest I've been ever. Obviously my face cuts out a lot, but that is what I eat when I'm cutting out. So if you're trying to have abs or you're trying to lose weight, moderation is key, high protein is key, and fiber is key. So I hope that helps. I love my broke meals, so I hope that helps. And this is coming from someone that maintained a diet and maintained abs like that. Working night shift, by the way, working 11-hour shifts, 10-hour to 11-hour shifts, and going to school full time. It is doable. You just have to meal prep and you have to learn how to manage time. Managing time is so important. Meal prepping took me, I did it Sundays. It would take me 2 to 3 hours, hour to 2 hours, depending, just because I did like 5 things at once. So yeah, it's possible, it's doable, and it will get tiring to eat the same thing, but once you lose the weight and your body and your metabolism adjust, you're not gonna have to eat like that forever. I don't eat like that now. Once I drop my calories, I cut out immediately, just because I built my metabolism over time of watching my food over amount of time. Okay, so I hope that helped, and yeah, make sure to give me a follow. So yeah.